Are you okay? Did you hurt your knee?
Oh, no, 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 no. I just didn't want him walking off.
Um,
It's clumsy. What were
um,
you going to say?
there is not, there's no, like, we're not really going to be fixing him, even though he's getting healed and it is, we could say, a project. How can I say this?
Yeah, well, we're trying to
Yeah.
take a very high anxiety horse
And
with
yeah, and settle
from
him.
a pressure cooking, what appears to be a pressure cooking situation in
Yes.
the past, and trying to change his nervous system. And I don't know, that sounds
Yeah.
too
No, I think that's
wooey.
precisely,
But
precise.
we are using writing principles, correct writing principles to alter his nervous system.
Yeah, he's going to be solved and healed by following the
The
basic,
instructions.
by following the instructions that the master
Well,
told us. And
well, this is what you're all apart. That and people who argue with you on Facebook don't seem to understand. And it would be really good for you to actually say, yeah, that's what we're after. We're following the instructions to make this a better horse, a more relaxed horse, and
that's
whatever you want to say.
yeah, but that's what all of it is. I mean, every horse I deal with becomes a better horse, or what am I doing? Same, I mean, that's what all of us are doing.
Now, I have a question. We need to, when I go, so here's my pockets on the can. This isn't a very big can,
Didn't stand still 2 weeks ago.
but when I tip my body forward, I end up tipping onto my crotch.
That's a very good
I
question.
don't
Here's the
I
thing.
don't want to.
You're not really tipping your body forward. You're going toward the front of your shirt. And he needs to get his hindquarters under you so you never get there. You never should get to the front of your shirt. It's not leaning forward, it is forward riding. Let me see how the major said it, because he said it a little different. And the French army talks about it too.
Well, to get to the cantle on this saddle, I have to kind of tuck my ass a little bit more, but so it flattens the small
Just,
of my
just
back.
make the base of, just sit however is comfortable, your base of support. Um,
I think it's important. It might be important in this blog to begin by establishing the correct seat. And
okay.
even if you have to talk me through it, even though I know a lot of it, because the point you've got to constantly drive home, it's the correct seat is the prerequisite for the
Application of all these.
application of all aids. And in a horse like him, the way we are going to rearrange his nervous system to be calm and forward and loose.
Yeah. Yes. And that there are, hang on, I'm trying to find the major's instructions for this and I can't.
I have a hard time keeping my.
So the base of support, or the triangle of the seat, how it's explained in the Spanish riding school, is, oh, little munchkin, he's back,
Well, it's just a
is
tractor going by.
is the two seat bones, and then the um the two seat bones
But
plus
not your
the thigh.
pubic bone. But
The two
not
seat bones plus the pubic bone, I think, is the way it is, isn't it?
the 3 point. Okay, well, I can feel that,
Yeah.
but
And no, and but that it's not, um even if you use inner weight, you don't abandon the other seat bone. It's the points of the seat, and also that if you're that
well, look, this and the blog could be valuable.
yeah, this is
It
good.
could be worth people buying if because there's he's not the only horse in the world with this problem, and there's
That's
going to be a ton of
exactly.
people going, how do I deal with this?
Well,
And
that's right. Remember how I don't think you needed it last summer, but remember when I spent 8 weeks on Sleeping Beauties in office hours talking about stuck horses?
I don't know if I,
You didn't, I don't think you paid it. You actually participated in one episode that we titled Try. I'll put a link for that up. I'll
okay.
put a card right here, viewer, so you can hear Jim talking about. And you, I believe that you discussed how the independent aids will unstick a horse. Now, this is a separate, here's the thing, that if the horse is a Sleeping Beauty deadhead or a basket case, riding properly and with independent aids will solve and heal both horses. It will unstick a lazy one and it will soothe a stressed one.
Well, here's a topic right now. How would you, the nervousness that shows up in his horse and he starts rushing, like
We're gonna the what we
it's
start
better now.
yeah, what we decided, what we started introducing per the major in the classical masters is the Losgelassenheit. The looseness is the start of every phrase, especially phrases where one-sided engagement is going to be the topic. So before every curved line turn or one-sided situation, the rider exhales and loosens all joint. Then the inside weight comes on. So that loosening becomes the habit and the default. Does that compute?
Yes,
And
practicing it
the
right now.
horses start to, yes, it's like having to add an extra word in.
See, now here's the jigging. I can make it go away, but I'm wondering how I could get to where he
I'll,
doesn't feel
I'll
like
tell you,
he
I
was-
kind of had a plan I wanted to do today, but I want to just address how the major says to ride to the front of your blouse. He says, step one, lift your chin, tighten your shoulder blades and inhale. And that you're going to feel like a tightening or power in your solar plexus, i.e. the rectus abdominum. If the horse doesn't go full, and I call that riding to the front window pane or to the front of my blouse. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you have to call it shirt.
Shirt. Yes. Shirt. Sorry. Starch.
Just for the sake
Shirt. Yes. Your shirt. If the horse.
my Bluetooth just told me I had low battery, so hopefully.
Okay. So now, and then he's talking about lazy horses. If they don't go forward from you riding to the front of your shirt, then you have to kick them. But we don't have that problem with him. So it's loosen. I go to the front of my shirt. Oh, good. Loosen again. Loosen front of shirt, loosen front of shirt, loosen. So now, Jim, what I want to do with him today, it's very simple. Let's just go on a square, instead of a 20-meter circle in front of me, let's just go on a very simple square, like section 17, first day of riding. He's going to practice an opening rein. The opening rein is I vanish my outer hand so it doesn't contradict my inner one. Open my inner one. As he starts to turn, I can return my hand to the wither. Proceed on the straight line. Yeah. And really sound out the letters like you're teaching a little kid to read. Vanish outer rein, open inner rein, good boy, proceed. Vanish outer rein, open inner rein, good boy, proceed. Oh, you have to do your Bluetooth? Oh, damn.
I'll put this in.
Good thing you
I
had
don't know
enough
if the other one works.
battery. That was pretty advanced. Hello,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, so I don't know why we wore out. I don't know why it keeps charging one of the. Yeah, because remember I threw this in the wash by accident,
Oh, that's right.
and I don't know if the charger part's working. Okay, so
So we're going to ride him on a square, first in the walk, just opening rein. And the actions for the opening rein, according to the French and US Army, are vanish outer hand so it doesn't contradict the active inner rein, and then open the inner rein 1 centimeter to 1 inch. When the opening rein is used, it goes forward 1 centimeter, then widens a centimeter. So we don't just widen our hand for an opening rein, we actually make a right angle in space. If I'm going to open my inner rein a centimeter, I go forward a centimeter, widen a centimeter. If I'm going to open it 3 inches, I go forward 3 inches, widen 3 inches. Is that all clear?
I think so. I
Yes.
was multitasking, but I think I know it anyway.
Yes. But what I want you to
Oh,
really do with him is really say, feel me vanish my outer one. Now the inner one goes forward an inch, widen an inch. Good boy. And praise the crap out of him for this, for like literally this basic idea. Vanish, loosen all joints, vanish outer, open inner. Well done, horse. Halt. Vanish outer, open inner. Good boy, proceed. So he's
and
really,
and,
he,
and no real leg there.
you don't need a leg.
Only if we
The
needed it, I suppose.
correct. Good, vanish outer. Yeah.
Okay,
Really good.
procedure again.
Yeah,
Tea
really good.
party,
The procedure is going to quiet his mind. He's going to start to believe.
vanish out of way. There.
Yes. Yes, he already just relaxed. Can you feel in his dock?
Yeah,
So beautiful. And also, my hunch, Jim, is that someone started him beautifully. And so this
I
is
think
going to
so.
bring him back to that.
I think, yeah, I
So we're just going to ride him like he's a little child. But he already just told us that he knows this perfect, doesn't he? Vanish outer.
he already knows that pattern.
Yeah. So now don't halt the next one after the halt this one. But now the next one, just consider halting and vanish outer, open inner. And there you already have a half halt and a shape coming, don't you? Say, look, here comes a turn. I'm going to exhale, loosen all joints, vanish outer, open inner. Keep riding, keep going forward. Don't stop anymore. Just ride through it in a walk. Ah, procedure. Yes. Good. And now just vanish outer. Yes. Good enough, huh?
This
Vanish,
little eighth turns here.
vanish outer, shorten inner a half centimeter. Loosen all joints, vanish. Yes, sir. Good. He's so good at this, he almost overdoes it, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I wanted to start turning right,
Yes,
but
that was the next thing I was going to say.
that's a very
Very.
nice turn.
So you made that about using the same vanish outer, open inner, didn't you?
Yeah, it all came together, but loosen all joints,
Vanish.
vanish outer.
So he's a little more deft this direction on that right.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
So all you have to do is
Let me
sound it
start with the
out.
halt,
Talk to
vanish
the
out,
deaf person. Yeah,
lead, and go.
good. And when you use that opening rein, don't lift it. Push it toward the bit, then widen. Yes. You feel the difference?
Also, I'm pretending I'm the major, and
Very good.
I can see my elbows like here, lift my
That's
chin
right. That's right. The elbow isn't involved in the opening rein. The elbow is the hinge of the door. Vanish outer, and then the inner rein goes, remember with your opening rein that it goes forward first and then widens the same distance it went forward.
forward,
And
widen,
yes, exactly. And when it goes forward, the hand goes
knees
toward the
forward,
sound.
widening.
Yes. So let me ask you this. Does he need to get more awake or hear better to follow the right rein? or is the deafness in his left forehand bearing Rein? That's
Well,
very well
he
written.
just is, whatever happened, his hearing came back. I just released. Now I'm going to just use that leading rein to help him when
Perfect.
he didn't hear
Perfect.
it. Yeah.
So
So
release leading Rein is the ticket, isn't it?
release, go. Whoops. I do raise my hand, don't I? Don't
Yes,
mean to do
you must only, when
forward
we
and out.
give to horses with our hand, we must give towards the apparatus that's in their mouth. We give a long straight line elbow to bit.
And forward, I'm going to proceed forward.
Perfect.
And I did not use the leg there. My legs, my calf is resting there, and it's a little like almost a backup. Now that time,
Ah,
whoops,
he's so precise. Very good. What do you think about now trotting this square? And make a fuss of him for sounding out the words.
hey, hey, good boy, good boy. I'm going to do one more halt, and I can practice for me on other horses that forward to the bit and over and
And then
out.
quietly walk out and then quietly halt turn.
Do
And
you turn the thumb out like you're hitchhiking?
no,
Some
I keep
people,
my thumb
yeah,
up or else I'm twisting the bit in the mouth. I always keep my thumb on top.
yeah, that worked
The
better.
rein is flat and I do not want to twirl the snaffle in the mouth. I want the bit to always remain level. And he's just following one side or the other. Yeah.
Oh, so to it should be all the way. Anytime we lose that opening rein, leading rein, it
Yep.
should
The
be
opening
forward and out.
forward and yes. That is French classical section 17 Sommer. Yes.
Along with release outer rein.
Yeah, that's the first
Whoops,
part of it.
sorry. I got a bad habit on that side
The
for some reason.
opening rein is a two action event. Vanish outer, open inner. And the opening is a right angle in space. Toward the bit, widen. Toward the bit an inch, widen an inch. And it
Jordan,
becomes a leading rein. So then if you just vanish your outer, the inner rein will become predominant and you have your leading rein. Is that cogent how I just said that?
yeah, it's important
Yeah, it's really
to see
important.
it.
And it's mostly, do you think it's soothing him?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yes.
Yeah. Same thing. And say to him, Capote, just the
Easy,
same exact thing. I'm
easy.
loosen,
Hey,
outer,
oh,
follow.
that was a
Yeah, and you could even say loosen, vanish, outer, follow inner.
release and vanish. Follow,
Perfect turn.
release and vanish.
What all does he have to know more than go, turn, stop? Is there anything he needs to know besides
That's an important thing for reestablishing go turn stop.
Jim? Yeah, talk to him.
Go turn
See if
stop.
he has to know that
Lusitano,
you
join.
are loving the way he slows down and thinks. I love that. I love the turn. I love the way you go. I love the way you slow down. I love the way you turn.
Instead of I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. like I, there's been a lot of that.
Can you try to make your this side, my left side, a little closer to the center line so we keep you in view.
Oh,
Let's go to the left again now and maybe trot to the left.
okay, hang on, I get turned around here.
Good. When you're on that side of the square, Try to move it a little more towards the center line, then we'll keep you in view.
Oh, that's where you can't see
Yeah,
me.
you just came back into view. So yeah,
Okay.
stay on this side of the arena is best. You can go about 3 meters past the center line. Maybe 2. Good, turn. Good, talk to him.
Hey, slow down here.
Here comes a turn. Tell him
Hey,
what's
here comes a turn. Here
You're-
comes a turn.
that-
There you go.
Good.
Slow down. Comes a turn. Slow down. It's all
Good.
right. Here comes a turn. Slow down.
Slow down, turn, then proceed.
Turn.
Slow, loosen all joints.
Slow down. Turn.
Ah.
Slow
He
down.
does get wild, doesn't he? But he is coming back. No, upper body. Keep following forward into the front of the window pane.
Turn. Slow down.
Yes, sir. Okay. Walk long rein for a minute. Jim, that was a massive Halbe parade, half parry, collecting half halt. Did you feel it?
Yes. So the talking to him, I'm talking to myself, but since he's hearing me,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's because I have trouble just blabbering to my horses. But if I
I
just
want
blabber to
to think of
myself,
it as
it's
narrating and telling yourself we're vanishing.
the narration.
Your
Yeah.
procedure, narrate your own procedure. And you know what you could also think of it as? You are instructing the viewer of this video. So you want to demonstrate, you want them to be able to know what you're doing. I am doing the opening rein procedure per French classical cavalry riding, section 17. I loosen all joints. That's preparation. That's the preparatory command. Then vanish outer rein, inner leading opening procedure.
It's also your seat bones are even
Your seat bones are even. This
when
is
you're loosening, and
this
then
is,
in a turn
that's right.
we could, but I'm not
I don't think you
conscious
even
of.
need to, because we're just
No,
talking about this rein action, which is the start of the education. What we're going to do with this horse is just go back and review first grade forward. This is
there's
first.
also.
He's doing.
I'm
He
sorry.
could do first grade in one day.
There's also advancing forward. Can the opening seat open my knees? He goes
Yeah.
forward,
He goes forward. Yes.
and
Because
that and
he always is going to stay in front of the leg, in front of
oh,
the weight. Yeah, super.
you see him sometimes want to pull away from my right rein, but
So just empty the glove.
anyway. Oh, yeah,
So
the gloves on.
now, do you remember in section 17, the next lesson that comes after they can trot following the opening rein?
Say that again. Oh, I'm too far over.
When in the classical instruction, after the very next thing, after they can follow that opening rein in a quiet trot on the square, then you start to substitute the bearing vanishing rein as being a little extra predominant. So you start to just want the turn to come from your vanishing bearing rein, that he quickens his outer forehand in the turn as soon as you vanish the rein.
Well, okay, so as soon as I vanish the rein, what else does that rein do?
Nothing. It did its job. He turned, didn't he? Good boy.
But to teach it, like I used a little leg, outside leg as a girth.
Perfect. So he really understands that, doesn't he?
Along the
And that didn't twist
open,
his
go
mind, did
forward.
it?
No, slow down, vanish outer rein, lead forward.
And he is going to
Relax all joints.
Yes, sir. Ah,
Relax.
you're
Relax all
already like in
joints.
section 37. You just jumped ahead like 20 sections in French cavalry,
Relax all
French
joints.
classical instructions. Good, Jim.
See, that'll help with importantes walk their way. When I open my knees, I maintain that forward,
Yes, exactly right.
and it's not sending the cramped leg,
Exactly right.
if you can
And see,
pick
if
up on
you were
that.
to hang back on him in that turn, he would get worried.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So I'm
You
not,
ain't seen worried yet.
yeah, I can
But
imagine. I know
but
what,
lifting my chin, going back to Major's description
yep,
of the seat bone and the shoulder blades,
yep, there's your
and
forward.
there and there's your forward. And it's also both. It's also the halt.
It is
Feels like it's
both,
the same
both. Well,
because I just
my chin lifting from my aligned soft position always tends to put them on the spot a little more. When I go use, when that little area in the center of my ribs where my ribs meet in front, the solar plexus, what I
yeah.
call the front of my blouse, or you know how on women's bra where the little rose thing is? That's, I go to there. I go to the little rose in between them on my bra. But my horse never lets me get there because he's in front of he's in front of my weight. He doesn't want me to get there. Is that cogent?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And the other thing is part of that is there's an opening. The difference between the halt and the going is the opening of the hand
Yes.
slightly,
Yep.
right?
Emptying the
I mean, because the
glove.
other difference is the
Yes.
same seat, but the closing of the hand.
Yes. Handbrake
Are
on,
we correct?
off. Yeah.
Handbrake on, handbrake off. These things are so basic
They're
that it
so
can't
basic.
be. I mean, this is
This is so,
very good, and to organize it into.
yes. But let me just qualify this if anyone thinks basic is easy. These basic aids that you are demonstrating right now and that this horse clearly understands only function in the correct seat that is loose designed as yours is. And these aids are functioning inside your seat, not from you moving around like an orangutan on top of him. Your aids are going in, the aids are in you going through to him. Is that, you understand what I mean?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. That's what
That's
through
that's
is.
that's that's pretty deep,
Yeah.
and
Super.
that's why it's so important to have that. Have that.
It's like I can see him listening to you now and not being worried.
Yeah.
Let's end today with that. What do you think?
And yes, and your description of there was another description that was good. Now, oh, the simpleness of what more does he have to do than
Then go
go
stop.
go stop turn.
I always like to say turn before stop. I always say go turn stop.
Yeah, go turn stop.
And my reason for always saying them that in that order is because I just don't like nappy horses that stop. I like horses that go and turn and then stop comes later. Yeah, super Jim.
Just
And he's,
appreciate.
see, if we just clear up this with him in his mind, that all we have to say to this horse is, Capote, we read the book and he's going to do everything. I bet he's going
This
to,
idea of doing a blog for your program, I think I think this is pretty important to do something like this.
Mhm.
I mean, you're sitting there. I mean, you need to market yourself somehow.
I've been
There's a
trying.
lot out there, but there's nothing like this out there. I
There's
don't think.
nothing like this. But I didn't have you guys before. So
Well,
what
there
I,
is because it's in all the books, but nobody's explaining it that way. And they're
nobody,
adding a bunch of
nobody's
extra.
proving the books. So you guys are proving them. And it's gonna, I have some examples. I mean, obviously, I have everyone's examples because there's lots of footage of you guys through the years, but I think having this particular horse and this example is going to be really instructive. And there is a FEI eventer in Europe who may do a similar, like another one alongside. two very different horses. Don't you think that would be interesting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But and I
So
actually I actually have a secret wish that she would try working equitation, the Inventor girl. But we'll see what happens with that. But so I'm just going to recap what we just did. And it will be put on the screen because this is not our this is our last dress rehearsal before live streaming.
huh. Okay. He's gonna get rebraided. He'll be prettier.
He's beautiful. He's so in it. Look at how sweet he looks. So we talked about the forward driving aid according to the major. We talked about go turn stop, which is section 14 of all French classical riding, according to Sommer. We talked about section 17 French classical, which is the start of the education of the horse and includes the opening rein procedure and the bearing rein. And all of these are going to be flashing on the screen right now, Jim. I'm going to put them all in. And I guess that's it. Is that all we did? Yeah, that's a lot though, right?
It's like,
And there's very important particulars that you mastered and realized why they matter so much is that like if I'm going to give my rein, I give it toward the bit. I don't put it in the air. It goes along the straight line elbow to bit.
if I turn my hand over, I don't need to.
Yeah, and you
This
don't you
is,
don't bring your elbow out to open the rein. The elbow is the hinge.
it's almost an arc.
Yeah, it is an arc. It is
Yeah,
an
it's an
arc.
arc forward.
The
Yeah, it's
snaffle,
an
you
arc
are
forward.
taking the snaffle and describing, and I mean that literally, describing in space an arc, and the horse follows it. Describe. I
And
mean,
then later he doesn't need that.
later,
In schooling and training, if they don't get the turn from the
if
outside rein of the
then
receiver,
you can explain it with your opening rein that
but
he
you
will
have to
remember.
explain it correctly. The way, yeah,
Yeah, like if he spaces out and doesn't turn immediately just from vanishing your outer, your opening ring can say, "Hello, I meant for you to turn," and he'll go, "Oh yeah." But this horse already knows to stay in front of the weight of your seat. So if you just sit quiet, he's gonna go. That was
yeah. So it's a weird definition of driving seat because you're really not drive. It always gives the impression that you're forcing a horse to go forward.
no,
The
it's in
driving
my
seat.
Maybach. It's I put my car into drive and then I just sit there and go onward we go.
Your Maybach.
Yeah, Maybach is like a super duper deluxe Mercedes. Like,
I know my boss used to have one.
yeah, you know what
It's
I mean.
like a $300,000 car.
That's why I use that as an example. Or a Lagan,
Okay.
like, or an
Now I get it because I thought you're driving a Maybach.
no, I don't even. Yeah, you know what I'm just
Yeah,
talking about.
the
Like
next step up is a limousine.
the most active. Have you ever driven a Maybach or a Bentley?
Never got to.
I've driven a Bentley. I've never driven a Maybach.
If you were from Hidden Valley, every other person's got at
Exactly.
least two.
You know how I got into that barn in Hidden Valley? I'm not going to cut this because he will let me say it. So, you know Hugo Cassar that owned Hidden Valley Ranch?
I didn't know him. No.
Well, he had a Maybach. He bought cars online like when he had insomnia. He had so many cars. And when I was still in Europe trying to figure out if I could get myself to California at that particular time. And I wanted to be in that barn at the end of Hidden Valley Road, 1750 Hidden Valley Road. And so I was in the barn looking at the stalls and everything, and I saw this Rolls Royce, a white Rolls Royce convertible with a blue top parked out there. And then I saw my little dog, Wallace, go and lift his leg and pee all over the tire, which probably cost more than my saddle.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
I
yeah.
was like, fuck. I'm like, so I distanced myself from my dog because I thought I'll never get in this barn now. I just, so I was like, I don't know that dog. And I was still in the
Yeah.
barn. and look and just peering around, looking in the tack rooms and stuff. And then I saw these silhouettes at the end of the aisle, this sharply dressed man sort of walking smartly along with my dog accompanying him. And they were sort of talking to each other, like they were sort of looking at each other like they were together. And while that was the owner of the car that Wallace peed all over the tire. And he's basically, would you like to bring your horses? And I'm like, that's a funny little story too.
That's like the Peter Sellers thing.
Yeah, it was very,
Does your dog bite? Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's not my dog.
And so I'm like, oh yes, that is my dog now that I saw that they were great friends already. So
Yeah. Yeah, I got quite a 3 years I was down there. That was
yeah, there are some
all
pretty
those.
cars, right?
I mean, my boss owned 7 cars. He had a really high-end turbo Porsche. He had the Maybach. He had the other one, Bentley,
Uh-huh.
and then he had oh something European fast son of a gun, which he never drove.
I
But
wonder how many
just
Maybachs are in that zip code.
no, God,
Probably like 50% of them in the whole country. But anyway, I was just thinking, so I'm talking about the power of a horse as freaking keen as this one. You don't need, like, you just put it in drive.
yeah, yeah.
And that time I drove a Bentley, like the power you could feel, like I was like, whoa, when I put my,
Careful of the gas pedal.
yeah, it's like it's a whole nother animal. And that is what
Yeah,
this is a classy horse.
yeah, he's neat.
But so what we have to do is the simplicity of that square and just riding, we go, we soften, we turn, we go, we soften, we turn. That's it. That's all
We
it
got
is.
to we got to install that in his hard drive.
Yeah, and we got to make it so he believes that that's all you expect.
Yeah, then I think that'll transfer to the canner work and everything.
I think so too. I think so
That's
too.
great.
It looked
Okay,
beautiful. He
good
didn't
job. All
Jones.
right.
He jonesed a little bit at the beginning, but
No, it gets better every ride, and plus I'm not even riding him that much.
well, I really enjoyed that. Let me know
Okay,
if you want to ride tomorrow. I have time before you go on your trip.
okay,
All
I'll
right.
let you know.
I'll send you
All right,
stuff. Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
That was
Bye.
very good morning. Bye, Capote.